I think for myself, religious journey. I grew up in a religiously strict family.
Okay.
My father is a very religious man.
Yeah.
Mak aku ajar agama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kan tadi aku cakap ada orang kan family alim tapi ada.
Wow.
Sudden
Wow.
Saya macam zak.
Oh.
Wow.
Macam gini. Story dah sui-sui.
Tiba.
Kau yang pintu yang keluar api Actually aku nampak kau man.
Bro, kalau aku kan dekat sana kan. Ya, at least kau malaikat pimpin, jangan malaikat tendang aku siapa kau masuk.
Jijik.
Aku macam one of the one of the hardest joke. Bukan nak say hardest lah. Kira-kira macam aku tak tahu, aku find it kelakar and offensive at the same time.
Aku takut nak dengar.
Saudaraku
Okay.
macam engkau perangai dah macam setan. Dia cakap aku gitu. Tu macam okay. Lepas tu cakap, kau tahu tak, kau kalau masuk neraka pakai jaket. Kurang ajar saya hari ni. Kat pasal neraka panas kan. Habis aku dah macam setan. Kira neraka tu panas gila babi. Tu apa macam untuk aku macam pakai jaket dah sejuk pun. Kurang ajar saya. Untuk aku macam that's the worst insult you can give to someone. Really melampau saya. Aku bila dia kasih tu, and you guys know every single time kalau macam kita banter apa, aku mesti have something to fight back. Aku diam tu. Macam kau pernah ada baca setan kau masuk neraka pakai jaket ke apa? Aku cakap aku literally duduk sama macam aku cakap jangan dia apa. Aku dah gitu macam aku try to reply, aku tak jahat sangat saya. You know, aku masih baik saya.
You doubted his whole life.
Aku was recounting my whole life from birth until now saya. Yeah, but I mean, when you said about, you know, some people have very religious parents, and they have a rebellious child. Aku felt that. Aku felt that in my bones, but aku cannot deny it. Because that's how the way I believe. I mean, at this age right now lah, because as you both know that, you know, finally I'm trying to find my way back to the light lah. There are a few things that I've learned along the way, but prior to that, untuk aku always find Islam is such a staunch religion. Kira-kira macam,
But it makes sense to you everything.
but it makes sense now. It makes sense.
Back then, what was your doubts?
Back then it's just pure anger.
Anger towards
It's just
agama.
pure anger towards agama.
What was
towards
your anger
religion.
from?
Okay.
Being forced
Number one is I would say being forced is one of the things that contributed to it.
Okay.
Kira-kira macam kau tahu macam dulu-dulu kalau kau tak solat, macam tak solat nanti masuk neraka.
They sell the whole hellfire punishment.
Macam makan kalau tak baca bismillah setan yang makan. Aku pun macam siap. Aku pernah jawab balik, biarlah kan setan lapar. Macam sial lah gue. Bro, aku macam sial. Macam kesian kan. Dia travel the whole world, nak influence anak Adam. Kasihlah dia makan ni.
Musafir.
Sial gue. No offense guys, no offense. Itu aku. Yeah. Dulu. Sekarang alhamdulillah dah berubah sikit lah. On the road. I wouldn't say aku dah berubah fully, but aku would say that crawling my way back.
Tak bro.
I mean, it's always a progression lah.
Yeah, I mean the moment kau cakap aku dah completely berubah, tu dah macam ada elemen riak. Macam
it's a lie.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a
You're
lie.
always learning, you know.
Yeah.
Correct. Because okay, macam untuk aku, if you ask me right now, my point of view is that aku not even like, if I were to compare myself to other people, because you know in life, you know, sometimes as human beings we compare to others ni semua. Aku inspire to be one where I am no longer doing the things that I'm doing now, you know. Yeah. But back then it's just pure youth anger, aku would say. Macam, you know, you listen to music. Kau
menyampai kadang-kadang.
menyampah gila. Like it comes to a point bila macam kau tengok dulu kita tak ada YouTube.
Yeah.
Kita tak ada social media and everything.
Yeah.
So kau dapat kau punya religious context is either from your parents or from TV.
Religious
friends.
Or my cousin aku tak boleh cakap lah. Dia nak cakap aku masuk neraka pakai jaket. Tak nak dengar lagi lah cakap dia. Yeah. So bila every single time aku ada question pasal religion, aku selalu kena marah. And aku will ask really hard questions.
Example macam mana?
Okay, kirakan macam apa ni? Kenapa tak boleh makan babi? Okay. So bila aku tanya, kira duduk orang tua, kira macam aku makcik ke atau orang luar apa, kenapa tak boleh makan babi? Dia cakap kan haram. Cakap okay, asal haram. Dia cakap dah dalam Quran letak haram lah. And that is a common thing until today. I find that people just answer that way. So macam untuk aku macam okay, but babi kan creation of Allah, you know, and it's part of the animal kingdom also. Kenapa kita tak boleh makan?
Ketua, kau tengok dia berapa dia, bila kau minta example, dia backing brother dia sendiri tau. Selalu makan brother gua.
Kau panggil aku babi. Aku dah kena masuk neraka pakai jaket, kena babi.
Yeah, why you so upset about the whole pork thing?
As in like macam, you know, there's because if you notice, every single time you go to anyone that is a non-Muslim ke apa, macam, oh you Muslim ah? Oh cannot eat pork ah? Macam, why? Why does it have to be linked to babi? You know? Or is it just me?
No, but it's actually Jewish pun gitu apa?
Yeah.
You cannot eat pork.
Yeah.
Kau pork.
Wow.
Kalau if people say Islam tu like macam a very tedious religion, bro, they have not seen Jewish yet, man.
Yeah.
Judaism lah.
The practice that they have.
Nak baca dia punya kitab, dia pakai itu riba.
Dia dah gini, dia dah reverse.
Tak bro, dia tengah boxing bro. Jangan make fun.
Jangan make fun of other
Sorry. I got carried away. Yeah, but what changed you? Apa yang buat kau tukar?
Okay, so for me, one of the things I went through in life is one thing that I'm very grateful. Aku rasa ni hidayah daripada Allah. Is one whereby I am a very observant person.
Okay.
Kira-kira macam I will look at things from different perspectives. I meet a lot of different people and I hear from different aspects. And like you, aku like to do my own research. So aku don't see Quran macam a lot of people. I mean, sorry to say lah, but a lot of people read Quran for the sake of reading. Kira macam, oh aku baca Quran, wow.
But
they don't understand the contents. Dulu back in my anger days, anger towards religion and everything, is because macam aku kadang-kadang macam tertanya macam, there was this one point of time I went so far that I was so upset with macam the disadvantages of, you know, being middle class citizen in Singapore, you know, and then you see all these other people who are rich and everything, and most of them are, you know, non-Muslims and everything.
Okay.
So in my head aku dah macam, diorang tak solat apa, tak percaya Tuhan, kau kaya gila je. Okay, tak ada apa-apa je. Kau drive all the nice cars, you had all the beautiful women, you have the biggest house ever and everything. Habis aku tengok orang, aku come to a point where aku macam, parents aku solat tak lepas, zikir tak pernah tinggal lah. Kira mulut diorang sentiasa berzikir lah. I mean, I have very good parents. So tapi diorang middle class, you know, and treated like,
basically kau link success and agama lah.
Yeah, aku link quality of life to agama, because also cakap apa, you want to live a better life, solat jangan tinggal, rezeki tu tangan Allah ni semua. Back then I hate the word rezeki tu dalam tangan Allah, because macam untuk aku macam, rezeki means the effect. So there's always a cause and an effect. Cause plus action equals to the effect, correct? So the cause plus the action is hard work, and then what are you going for? So aku always believe in that. Like, you work hard, you get this. You work hard to get this. And back then in school, aku wouldn't say I'm smart, but aku always believe that you study hard, you get a good grade. You know? So it all links to a point whereby aku dah macam, aku nak solat buat apa? Like, if I want to live a better life here, you know, so aku don't believe in the afterlife. Because there was a point of time aku tanya diri aku macam, what if all religions are wrong? Kau meninggal, nothing. You know? And to me, that is a scary thought. So that means if all my life I spend on believing in a religion, habis aku mati, there's nothing. Kiwa, I've been listen. Aku dah listen to your guidelines, I listen to your rights and wrongs
For nothing.
Macam what the hell? Aku tu apa macam, what if bila aku meninggal sekali Anubis keluar? Anubis je, Egyptian god tu.
Anu ni nanti keluar.
Anu ni dah seram. Kalau Anubis keluar sekali macam, oh kau Islam It's a dog head.
Sama.
Aku babi. Aku anjing.
Non-Muslim.
Aku non-Muslim. Aku masuk neraka pakai jaket. Apa lagi?
Okay, macam aku pula eventually yang what made me went back to Islam first was science. So yang buat aku macam very terkejut was some of the scientific evidence yang ada dalam Quran. Sebab bila aku tengok konteks kan, 1400 years ago, and Rasulullah that time before he became a prophet, he's a shepherd kan. And at that area is just desert. Dia bukan macam Roman Empire yang people go there to visit often, the learned people go there. No tau. He was an illiterate man, and this is historically proven kan. So aku pun macam okay, let's look at because Bible, one of the issues kan that scientists like to use against, or these atheists like to use against, is that kau punya science banyak salah. And aku tengok ada certain thing salah cannot be from God lah this book kan. So aku macam okay, let's scrutinize Quran. So there are so many scientific evidence. Bila aku counter check, aku macam, how did this man know Like for example they describe embryology. They use the word alaka kan. So alaka means three things. It could mean hanging in suspension, blood clot, or leech, the fertilized embryo kan. So aku macam, which one it means three things, so which one does it fit kan? So my friend said you can put any of it and it still fits the meaning. Okay, a fertilized egg, alaka, is it a blood clot? Yeah, in a way, it's clotting kan. Is it a leech? Aku macam no. Then where does it get the nutrients? Oh yeah, a leech from the mom. And where is it hanging in? In the middle of the womb lah, like not touching the walls tau.
Right, dia macam
dia macam
hey, what up?
So the thing is, at that point of time, tak ada microscope tau. How did this shepherd know? Okay, satu mungkin ibarat aku roll a dice, aku got a 6 coincidence Then after that, dia kata mountain have roots. Aku macam dulu time aku nerd. Aku tengok mountain ada scientific, ada geographic punya book yang pasal mountain have roots Kira dia bukan gini tau. Dia ada dalam dia.
3 times bigger.
Ni geography I took history, sorry.
So aku pun macam like
secondary school.
Aku sendiri ni baca.
Aku foundation je.
Okay. To all that took geography in secondary school, y'all losers. History for the win.
I took both. So am I a loser or not?
Sucks to be you then.
I'm on your side too.
I took both. Ooh, you're not on my side. You took both. You can never be on one side.
No, I'm above you.
Wow. Wow.
Riak tu.
Okay, continue.
So mountain have roots. Okay, dulu how would he know mountain have roots? Habis lepas tu dia cakap pasal the sea. Dia setahu aku Rasulullah tak pernah voyage to that part of the ocean tau. Tapi dia describe pasal laut yang tak bercampuran.
Yang the Pacific Ocean, right?
Laut Masin dengan laut
apalah
Tawar kan.
Aku don't know lah what is it, but
Laut Masin dengan laut Tawar.
tu aku tak pernah
Kira
dengar
satu
kan.
terlebih garam, satu kurang garam.
Kau mash aku bagi garam.
Letak garam sikit.
Dah ada natural punya garam.
Banyak sangat garam letak kat gudang, jadi gudang garam. Tiba.
Janganlah. So anyways, aku found out more scientific evidence then aku macam tengok then aku macam use logic tau. Like for example, in the Quran they describe pasal life is made of water. So aku macam apa sih made of water? So percentage no any life. Terus aku macam any life bila aku look at the cellular level, they are basically fluid tau bro. A cell is literally like made up of fluid. So we are naturally fluid. Cuma kita dah jadi solidified because of the structure of the cells. But even so, 70% of us is
water.
Fluid lah.
So aku macam, how did this guy know cosmology, geography, he knows biology? Aku macam tak boleh brain So dia ibarat apa tau? Law of probability. Dia ibarat kalau kau throw a 6 once, 1/6 the chances kan. You throw twice 6 in a row, it's 1/36. Tapi sekarang ni semua scientific evidence dia on point. Dia roll dah berapa banyak 6. Dah jadi 1 is to how many million, billion,
zillion.
Aku macam ni cannot be lah. Ni mesti somebody special lah, this guy.
Yeah.
Itu yang aku macam lembut sikit towards Islam because of science. Terus aku macam okay lah. Then aku bersih degil lah. Aku try to look for flaws.
Yeah.
Okay, so far yang based on what I understand, and also ni pun Zakir Naik ada cakap that 80% of the Quran has been proven true, 20% unambiguous. Unambiguous kira kau tak boleh bukti lah. Like heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Macam mana kau nak proof?
Yes.
It's just people say, but you can't prove it, nor can you disprove it.
Correct.
Consciousness ni semua kan?
Yeah.
You can't quantify it apa. So aku pun macam okay lah, maybe there's something in Islam. So aku went further. Then aku masih tak puas hati because I find like macam mana fair, lelaki tak payah cover up, perempuan nak kena cover up. Lelaki boleh kahwin 4,
Yeah.
perempuan tak payah. Aku macam cari pasal tau. Aku macam scrutinize every law yang aku can find. Apa ni curi tu potong tangan, oh my god. Aku macam tak puas hati lah.
Correct. That's the anger that I feel lah.
Aku tak marah. Aku macam just want to kau nak macam okay, because
You just want to prove it wrong.
prove it wrong
Yeah.
lah, you know. But at the same time, aku always have that in my heart yang just guide me Allah, you know. God lah. Aku ask for God lah kan.
Yes.
So at this point it has become Allah kan. So Allah, if this is true, just show me the answers lah. I just want to feel convinced. And you ask, so you shall be given, you know. So aku went to speak to so many people lah. And by this time, social media was already there, YouTube was already ramping up. So aku learned a lot. And I also macam have some friends who are quite learned. I have distant relative who belajar dekat overseas, you know. So like I have people around me that anytime I can just tap into, you know. Then aku at first almost was a Quranist. Hijacked hadith. Sebab because of this sentence, Quran is already protected by Allah. It's written by Allah. It's Allah's words. Hadis siapa cakap? Aku macam betul juga Alamak. So kira kita tak payah accept hadis lah.
Kira kau dah start to accept Islam, but you're starting like you're reading so much into it that you're starting to move towards the extreme
Yeah.
level.
Right, right.
No, because it's not that I moved bukan extreme. It's just that aku okay, when I settled with Islam, I realised that within Islam ada banyak denomination.
Correct.
Yalah.
Ada the Shia,
Wahabi,
Sunni,
Shia,
Wahabi.
So aku pun macam okay, but this line makes sense. Quran Allah cakap dia protect, hadis dia tak cakap dia protect. So macam mana ni? Terus aku pun macam, but then I have a friend. His name is Zul lah, but he's now migrated already. So
Shout out
sometimes,
Zul.
yeah, sometimes speaking to him is good lah because they can be quite sarcastic in an intellectual way that make me feel dumb while I'm thinking about the answer.
Example.
I mean, I can't
Case in
really
point.
say. I don't know if he recalled this. You know, so we were talking about religion, and at this point of time, I wasn't fully convinced about some of the rules of Islam, kan?
Okay.
So I don't know if he recall lah, but I don't think this was Zul. Okay, never mind. You know what? This conversation happened. I just wasn't sure. I just remembered him somehow. He was driving, and I was saying, and then the question about asal kau tak solat, like it's just a question, not to insult, but really like, why don't you pray? You know, so I was like, and I'm very honest, I don't know, maybe aku malas ke, aku tak sure ke, I don't know lah.
Yeah.
But don't worry lah, I believe in Allah. I know Allah is the true God, but at this point lah kan. Then he mentioned like, you remind me of a certain figure. Cakap, siapa? Iblis lah. Iblis kenal Allah, tapi dia tak yakin. Oh bro, can I fault him for that?
No.
It's true apa?
It's true.
Bro, Iblis lagi kenal Tuhan tau.
Yeah.
Tapi dia tak yakin, therefore he refused to listen to what Allah said.
Lebih warak.
Bro.
Dang.
So kita yang tengah tengok ni, fikir balik lah. Tuhan suruh ni tak buat, suruh tu tak buat, suruh ni tak buat. Oh, kita percaya je Tuhan. Iblis percaya juga Tuhan. Dia kenal lagi. Apa beza kita dengan dia orang?
Correct.
Oh bro, time tu aku terus macam but it's true though.
It's like a
It's
dagger
true
to the
though.
heart.
Yeah.
But it's true though.
Yeah.
I
It's correct.
deserve
It is
this.
correct. It is correct. Yeah.
I cannot deny this.
Yeah.
Because he didn't mean to insult, but he wanted me to wake up. You see, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Dia macam intellectually tahu macam nak sampai kat aku lah. Habis pasal hadis pun. When I rejected the hadis pun, I question about this kan. He was one of those I went to lah. Like for example, aku cakap pasal, we don't need the hadis what? The Quran is perfect, is it not? Cakap, yeah, it's true. It is perfect. But I couldn't understand what it's meant by perfect and why we need the hadis. Aku tak faham. And then he said, put it this way lah. The Quran tells you need to pray. It's perfect in that sense. But how to pray, you need to look up the hadith.
Yeah.
The Quran tells you about marriage, but how to get married is in the hadith.
Yeah.
You see, the Quran tells you the necessary stuff, the rule of it, but how to apply the rule is all in the hadith.
Yeah. Yeah bro. Kira dia macam the manual lah.
I see.
You see, kalau let's say kau nak
Kira
solat,
kan putting it simply, Quran is the manual, the hadith are the experts lah.
no, the hadith is the elaboration.
Elaboration.
Okay.
Yes.
Macam kalau kau tak faham juga certain things, you see, that's when I learned that Islam ni, it is complete only when you look at different angles. Quran alone, yes, Quran alone is perfect, but to understand the Quran, it alone cannot help you. Because kau nak kena faham the history, the context of that surah. And some hadith shows you the context of that surah. For example, pasal aku pernah dengar dulu, Islam cakap boleh pukul bini. You can beat your wife. Aku macam, apa sal?
Yeah, taken aback a bit
But then apparently when I look into the context, but this one is in the Quran itself lah. But not everything is elaborated. So yang pasal Islam say can beat your wife, that one is tak salah aku Nabi Ayub kan. The one who's known for his patience.
Wow alam. So aku tak berani jawab.
If I recall correctly, is Nabi Ayub. So he had everything lah, social status, wealth, wives, sons, everything. He was everything. So I don't remember which figure. I think it was Iblis or angel, I don't know. But somebody mentioned about he is only pious to Allah because he received everything. So that's when he got tested. Because as we all know, semua prophet, semua messenger, diorang kena the worst of the worst test. Compared to apa yang kita go through ni, yang kita depressed ni.
Relax.
Like a lot of people out there now too easy depressed kan. But the thing is, the prophets went through the worst. So if I'm not wrong, pasal Nabi Ayub ni, so when he was being tested, everything was taken away from him bit by bit. Dia punya wealth, dia punya social ranking. Because when he start to fall sick, his family passed away, some left him, only left one wife je yang took care of him. And he became sangat lembik, sangat sakit. Dia dah macam, in some of the narration, mention dia macam dah zombie fight. Dah macam corpse kau tu.
Kena disease
kena disease.
Yang he went to a cave right to rest.
I don't remember where lah, but I remember that when his wife was like taking I don't take my word for it. Ni aku roughly remember. So then the wife macam tanya lah, like you know, like macam kau kan kenal dengan Tuhan, like ask for him lah, you know, because she was the only one left at that time. And he's known for his patience. Tapi ni first time yang dia marah. But he was so sick kan. So dia macam like said something like macam, aku sumpah kau kalau tak pasal aku tengah sakit ni, aku dah sepak muka kau, or I would have hit you, or something like that. So eventually, that was passed, you know, and he got better when he passed the test. Allah returned most of the things he had. His health became normal. But Allah said, kau ada sumpah ni benda, nak kena tuntut lah. You swore on the name of God in vain tau. Takkan nak in vain, kau kena do something about it. You said you're gonna hit your wife when you're well. So then the most gracious, most merciful, you just take 3 blades of grass, hit her across the cheek. That's how you beat your wife in Islam, bro. You use 3 blades of grass, hit her across the cheek. Tapi yang kita nampak sekarang dah macam MMA.
Benda kau pukul bini kau macam
bro, ada belum bini pun, ada setakat girlfriend boyfriend. Dah rembat sampai masuk hospital semua. Menyampas lelaki gini.
Just saying, I'm against guys beating women. Aku tak boleh. I will beat your ass up, man.
Correct.
Tak boleh.
Untuk aku, it's just the fact that you see people take this out of context. And a part of why I was so angry towards religion is all this
culturalist mix kan.
This one thing I hate is people using religion to support whatever they are doing,
to justify their
like male chauvinists.
Correct.
Right?
Macam for example, macam let's say we use the context of pukul bini. Korang cakap boleh apa? Kau bodoh apa? You know?
Kau special kind of stupid.
Kau macam kau pay level of bodoh kan? Like tak ada sekolah nak terima kau tak?
Orang bodoh pun tengok kau macam bodoh
Asya kan?
You're so stupid.
Macam kau tak, macam first and foremost, kau nak use, to me lah, my point of view is that if you want to use something to support or to back your actions and everything, do research on that thing first. You know, these people don't tak research on it, tiba you just use Quran. Okay, macam for example okay, this is something that I had trouble with my mother growing up. That kind of contributed to to me hating on the religion. It's macam syurga bawah tapak kaki mak. That is what we all agreed on. So we have to respect. Apa?
Tapi siap tai.
Tetap syurga, bro.
Okay, continue.
Ouch.
Kau nak recap apa kita?
Yeah. So macam, okay, macam we all respect our mothers and everything, but there were points of time in our lives back in our rebellious age and everything. We talk back to our mothers and everything, and without explaining, without having a sit down together and explain, like when you told me about how your parents explained to you about religion and everything, I'm not gonna lie, deep in my heart I was a bit jealous. I was like, why can't my parents do that? And that is
Menyampah.
menyampah balik ah. So it is that level macam why can't my parents do that? But then growing up is understanding that we cannot blame our parents. But aku pernah had recently I talked to my mother about this. I was like, what? I mean, you teach agama and everything, and you understand on penyampaian, how do you teach people religion and everything. But I asked her, why is it so different between you and your child? Sekarang at this level baru aku faham.
So what was her answer?
Her answer was, dia cakap back then how she was taught religion was through force. So to her, that is the only way. The difference, dia cakap aku, the difference between her and me is the fact that I mix around with a lot of people. So I learn different ways. And her style is, dulu kan, satu-satu je, So then she said, now that you've learned the different ways and you found your answers to your doubts, make sure you do things differently than me. Aku dekat sana, aku macam nak nangis macam I didn't know, because back then I was just full of anger.
We never empathize kan.
Correct. We never empathize our parents. We always macam, asal tak boleh gini, asal tak boleh gini,
We hate our parents for
correct.
it.
And my mum is the kind yang dulu she will use macam kurang ajar dengan mak, kurang ajar dengan mak, nak masuk neraka. I'm like, but we are humans. You're a human being, I'm a human being, you're older than me, you have the experience. Why can't you have the patience, sit down and explain to me why this is wrong, instead of just blaming me for something, or just macam kau salah, kau anak derhaka, kau anak setan ke apa. Macam setan boleh ada anak ke? Joke lah. Wajar. Kau nak kira kau pergi mak aku setan je.
Alamak, answer. Dah tak ada, deleted.
So and then exposure, and then you learn different people. Macam like I said just now, there's no social media back then. Your sources, your resources to learn agama is only limited. Bila kau buka TV pula, kau tengok ni ustaz-ustaz pula berbual pasal Islam, marah bro. Macam solat tak boleh lepas, maka neraka jahanam lah. Neraka jahanam.
Tapi tu dulu, sekarang dah tak sangat.
That's the thing. Apa yang recently was the Islam ke tak ke apa tak. There was this one meme about this ustaz cakap, dia Islam ke tak, something like that.
Islam ke kafir?
Islam ke kafir? Antara ni Islam ke kafir?
Dia pekik kan?
Dia pekik. To me it's like, So my understanding is that since you are so well versed in this, you research on this, you study on this, you dedicate your life to studying religion, and kau nak force it down someone's throat, no one would be comfortable with that. But if you say in a way, and to me one of the turning points that I that in a way macam one of the contributing factors that changed my perspective, cool down the anger a bit, is when I meet different people, and they explain religion in a softer way. Because to me right now, my understanding of Islam is such a soft religion. It's a beautiful religion. But why some people dulu, you deliver such a beautiful message in the hardest way? Kira-kira macam, let's say ada bunga, macam kita tengah jalan kat luar, habis kita nampak perempuan cantik ke apa, aku tolak kau kat dinding, perempuan tu cantik sial. It's like that,
Aku terkejut je.
Aku gini, kau nampak perempuan ni cantik. Macam gitu. Macam that's not the right way. But if you say it in a different way, macam, perempuan tu cantik you know, the message is much more clear. And you macam, yeah, you know, something in that, you know. I mean,
Cannot bring bro the example.
macam okay.
I get what you mean, but there could have been better examples.
I mean, okay, let's not be misogynistic here, okay? Like, okay, let's say for example,
No, it's okay, we get it, we get
a
it.
beautiful painting.
No need,
dia
no
masih
need, we get it.
Aku dah faham.
So that's how I see, that's how I view how the old people deliver the message of Islam. You know, sedangkan Rasulullah sendiri deliver his message in a very beautiful, soft manner.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't force people.
Which is true. You know, kadang-kadang bila kita tengok social media, some of this normally is Malay celebrities lah. And you see the netizens macam kadang-kadang indirectly kutuk, kenapa tak hijab, kan lagi manis kau pakai hijab. You know, it's like dia orang punya cara penyampaian tu, okay, we get it, your intention is to better that person.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you have to do it without ego.
Yes.
Because bila kita cakap kan lagi bagus pakai hijab, like when we say in that manner and you know you are wearing hijab, you are indirectly tengah cakap I am better than you without saying it.
Yeah.
You might not intend for it, tapi itu yang kita panggil apa, yang riak kecil
Yeah.
yang riak halus sangat. And sometimes we don't even realise.
The subtle riak.
Sometimes kita pun tak tahu.
Yeah, correct.
You know, like kadang-kadang macam like when, okay, for example there's this saying dosa kau mungkin minum, dosa dia mungkin zina, dosa aku mungkin aku curi, tapi dosa antara yang terbesar adalah kau tak buat semua tu tapi kau fikir kau lagi bagus daripada dia.
Betul.
Because that's what Iblis did.
Correct.
That's the first
Pride.
thing that we can think of.
Pride.
Right.
Yeah.
Memang kau rasa niat kau baik, but kalau kau niat kau betul-betul ikhlas, tak ada ego kau akan tegur secara baik because kau intend for that person to be better.
Correct.
Probably kau boleh macam, I don't know, maybe DM that person, Kak, apa tak tahu lah kalau akak tahu ke tak, tapi kan saya rasa akak kalau tutup lagi cantik.
Correct.
Lagi kan cara ni kan memang Rasulullah ajar kita.
Correct.
You know, but not like apa ni terdedah suami awak tak marah dengan suami semua dekat kan. Bro,
That's the thing.
you cannot uphold Islam when cara kau buat is tak Islam, Zul.
Correct.